I am here to support Jen and their pending engagement announcement.
Don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry, don't cry.
Awesome! I wasn't sure where Jen and Rishi's story was going for the rest of this season. Jen had to leave India after not taking the time to read that her visa had a single entry. And she left without getting married to Rishi. All she got out of this was another engagement ring and an empty promise. Yet, she renewed her visa and returned to India 5 months later. But she came back with still no progress, with Rishi telling his family about their engagement. And now had to confront Rishi about the shirtless photo he sent her friend Randy.
Wait, when was this? Oh my God.
She acted like she was so disgusted with Rishi for sending her friend that photo, but greets him when she arrives like everything is fine. Instead, later, she decides the best time to confront him about the photo situation is at the spa. In my last Jen and Rishi video, I mentioned that this whole catching Rishi talking to Randy problem was just added in to create more drama. And the way that they filmed this confrontation confirms this for me.
When you're on social media, do you get a lot of girls that contact you?
There was a whole other scene after she arrived where they could have talked about this. But no, let's wait until they are oiled up in a spa to stage this conversation.
I actually happen to know that you replied to somebody and were arranging to meet up with them.
Rishi looks like he's going to laugh the whole time too when they talk about it.
No? Shall I show you my phone?
Yeah.
I think both of them seem too smiley for this type of serious conversation. And really, if she believed that he was sending women pictures, I don't think she would have just jumped on the plane back to India. Jen doesn't believe his argument that this is just a modeling picture he sends around, or his claim that this was all a joke. I believe he's been sending that picture around for modeling gigs, and I think they just tried to twist this around for the story. It's not like he's sending selfies of himself actually in a towel at a spa, but even his friends have said that they don't believe that Rishi's been faithful to Jen this whole time. So we don't really know what he's been up to. Maybe they just used this fake Randy story to try to dig up a real cheating issue.
What? Why are you sending that person roses?
The problem is that she can't really check his phone to confirm anything. She doesn't speak or read his native language. So this really doesn't go anywhere. And the argument ends with Rishi saying that he knew Randy was pulling a fast one on him.
I don't know what to believe anymore. The message made me question everything.
But whether this Randy photo situation was real or not, I think most of Jen's doubt is really coming from her feeling insecure. Jen has been thousands of miles away from Rishi off and on for 3 years, and now he is still no closer to telling his family about them. And that progress has not only stalled, but the time to tell his family has been pushed back even more from an astrology reading.
2 August. ठीक है? Around 4 बजे के around.
The stars are not on her side, and she has to wait 2 more months for him to tell his family. Stuck waiting again? What is a Jen to do? Well, call in the rest of the coven, of course. Randy and Myra are in India to support Jen. Well, sort of.
I am so ready to meet Rishi. I want to give him a chance to explain himself.
I think Rishi's excuses are BS.
They are here to see if Rishi is right for Jen and to make sure she doesn't turn a blind eye to him being shady.
He's trying to think of excuses to not tell his parents.
Which is just a load of crap, in my opinion. I'm sorry.
It just something doesn't feel right.
When they came to India, I thought I now knew the direction this story was going in. I thought there must be an explosive fight coming and Jen's friends would try to convince her not to marry Rishi. But that's not what happens. The friends meet Rishi, and although it's a bit awkward, the dinner is not the explosive fight I expected to see.
Why did you send me a photo of you with no shirt on?
Rishi explains how he knew that Randy was Jen's friend the whole time, and everyone is talking very calmly.
You do get a lot of females messaging you?
Yeah.
He even shows them his Instagram messages.
Well, if he had something to hide, he wouldn't have shown you that.
That's true.
All of it still doesn't completely add up, but at this point, there's really no proof of Rishi being shady. Tensions don't really rise at all until Randy asks Rishi about his family arranging marriages for him.
They wanted to show me different girls' picture, but always I was like, I don't want to see.
They found more than one.
Jen is the one that gets upset when Rishi says his family found 2 or 3 matches for him, and she leaves the table frustrated. This makes me believe even more that Rishi sending a photo to Randy was staged. She is so upset that his parents just found new matches for him. If he was really sending photos to other women, she would freak out. I think because of the language barrier that she thinks he's meeting these potential matches, but he says he's not.
Sometimes maybe I don't describe well, it makes a big barrier for us.
Her friends don't turn on Rishi either. Instead, they say they want to help her get answers.
How would you feel about maybe we could tell his family about you guys?
I really thought that this whole not telling his family thing was going to continue until the tell-all, but now we know where this story is really going. This isn't going to be a drawn-out Sumit and Jenny story after all. Rishi's family is actually going to find out that they're engaged, and her friends are going to be the ones that tell them.
I am a certified interventionist.
Of course she is. Oh, this is going to be good.
It would be a huge relief for his family to know so that I can know what their reaction is going to be.
So it's settled, and in the next scene, they hire a translator to help them deliver the news to Rishi's family.
When I see how beautiful the translator is, I'm already thinking maybe the family will want to arrange a marriage between she and Rishi.
This poor translator, she probably had no idea what she signed up for. Also, I noticed something that Myra says that made some of this make more sense.
She needs to know before she makes this huge life-changing decision of moving across the world.
So does that mean that Jen didn't move to India permanently? If that's true, and she didn't really move, that was a smart move on her part. I was wondering how Jen was just fine with staying in India until Rishi was ready to marry her. But that doesn't actually seem like it's the plan. I think Jen has her own timeline for how long she'll stay in India. She's not retired like Jenny, so it would make sense that this was temporary.
So today Jen is coming along with Randy and Myra.
And Jen brought her surprise translator.
It's unfortunate that the translator is so young and beautiful. Maybe my family, they will think that they are bringing a perfect match for me.
I think they do think that because his mom looks so excited. And I don't think Jen helps that assumption because she immediately asks about Rishi's potential matches.
बात ही करी थी लड़कियां नहीं देखी सिर्फ मैंने देखी इसने तो किसी कोई
हाँ, पर कितने रिश्ते होंगे लगभग?
वो 4
So Jen did misunderstand Rishi earlier. She didn't realize that this was all talk and he didn't meet any of the matches. And all this talk about matches has made Rishi's mom think he found one. And you know she's over there crossing her fingers that the match is the translator. But Randy, the interventionist, is here to break the real news.
I am here to support Jen and their pending engagement announcement.
There it is. It's out in the open, and Rishi looks horrified. They should have just stopped there. Maybe let the family take this in for a few minutes.
भाई सबके सामने ये भी ना भी नहीं करना चाहते हैं.
But instead, the family's put on the spot and is immediately asked how they feel about it, and they say they feel good. They only really express some concerns about how they don't understand English when communicating with Jen, and they decide that they do want to talk to Rishi alone. They dropped a lot of news on this family, and then Jen mentions that she doesn't want to live as a joint family.
So it's like double shock for me, and I don't know what is going to happen next.
They just need to stop and let Rishi talk to his family privately. Jen is acting like Rishi will just move out with her, but I really don't think he wants to. And he did say he would to her, but I still doubt that. And the family seemed to have more of an issue with Rishi not living with them than anything else. He is their main support. Rishi hasn't seemed eager to change the situation he's in, but now the family finally knows what's really going on. And Rishi actually seems relieved when he's talking to Jen and her friends afterwards. They could have never done this without Randy's extensive intervention training. She said like 2 sentences. But they shouldn't celebrate yet because this is about to take a bad turn.
Big Ed the Bee wants to remind you to subscribe to this channel. If you don't, he will fly into your house and body shame you.
It makes no sense to go to the gym and then go to 7-Eleven and eat nachos.
सोचो तो बहुत बड़ी कंडीशन है अपने सामने.
Yes to their engagement was not actually a yes.
I'm hopeless.
And things get worse when they find out that Jen is 48 years old.
15-16 साल बड़ी है.
अपना तो इधर राजस्थान में छोटी लाते हैं भाई.
They were hesitant before, but her age seems to completely make this a no.
करते हैं तो उधर के लोग करते होंगे भाई अपने हिंदुस्तान में तो कोई नहीं करता है.
Well, we know it was done by Jenny and Sumit, and they had the same problem with Sumit's family, especially his mom accepting the age difference. They thought her age would be talked about negatively in their community, and that's the same concern here.
बड़ी तो अपना लाना ही नहीं चाहते हैं.
सब लोग हंसी उड़ाएंगे, सब बात करेंगे.
So as Jen would say, it's a hard pass.
मेरी तरफ से तो ना.
The family was so upset by this, I really don't think Rishi thought they would ever say yes. He seems sad here, but was this the plan all along? He seemed to love the life that he had and wasn't in a rush to change it. He was even okay with Jen returning to the US after her visa issue instead of just marrying her. He knew that could have made their relationship long distance again for longer than 5 months. Was he just going to string her along forever? You have to wonder.
Everything is like a ruin.
With Sumit and Jenny, Sumit wasn't happy and wanted to get out of his arranged marriage. In this case, Rishi has nothing pushing him to change anything in his life, especially now that Jen's new visa was good for 10 years. She could have been his hidden side chick for that whole 10 years. If Jen didn't summon the coven to help her, would Rishi have ever married her? You really have to wonder what Rishi's strategy was, or if he really planned to marry Jen at all. Let me know what you think about this. Is he done with this relationship now that his family has said no? Will he go against his parents and marry Jen anyways? I think he would have kept her as a secret fiancé as long as he possibly could. We will have to see how the rest of this season plays out. Anyways, thanks for watching. Bye!